Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you are not subscribed, make sure you subscribe, like, and share this video. So this video is about the Amazon Prime show, Harlem. So I feel like it didn't get a lot of limelight as it should have, just because I feel like there's so many different topics that you can talk about. So first off, it's about four beautiful black women basically walking their way through society. Just with their careers, their love life, all of that and above and beyond. If you don't know the actresses already, you are terrible because they have really good actresses in it. And I think, honestly, let's be honest, if it didn't have the actresses that they had, and it was like people who I didn't know, probably, and I'm guilty about it and I want to change my ways, but I probably would not have watched it and been more of like a fan to watch it, just because I like the characters in other shows and I think that they're phenomenal actors and actresses. So I decided to tune in and learn about even new actors and actresses that I enjoy. So Megan Good, first of all, I love Megan Good, so I think she's just like a great actress, as well as Grace Byers. I literally love Grace Byers from Empire. If you watch Empire, then you know. I forgot her name in Empire, but she's like, those two ladies immediately, like when I saw the commercials for this show, I was like, I have to watch it. A lot of new actresses in it that I personally didn't know, like Shaquana Shandy, I think that's how you pronounce her name, but don't quote me. That's just what I see. I'm not good with pronouncing names, I'm so sorry, but that's what I see. And she was also a really good actress. Robert Richard, what a handsome guy. If you don't know him, he's from One-on-One. He's Arnez on One-on-One. He's, such a good looking guy. And in this one, he is grown, guys. He grown. He ain't Arnez on One-on-One. He grown. So I enjoyed that. Whoopi Goldberg is in it. Like, who doesn't know Whoopi Goldberg? Jasmine Guy, she's a good actress. One of the newer ones who I didn't know, Jerry Johnson, she was also really good. And Tyler LaPlay. Listen, I'm not good at pronouncing names, so I'm so sorry if anybody is watching this and she's like, she butchered their name. I am so sorry. But I have to get into it, right? Because in the show, although I love the actresses and the actors, in the show, though, there was some pointers that just got me, so angry. Like, Conversation season 2, which I would be glad to see because it did come out. It did stop at, a weird hang cliff ending. I mean, it was like a hang cliff ending, but it was also if you don't come back, I'm okay, but also, I'd like to see furthermore as to what happened. I need to point out those few things that annoyed the crap out of me. Megan Good's character pissed me, and she plays a character named Camille. Now, I had to start out with her because she is one of the main characters, but also I absolutely hated her character. At first I liked it, but then I hated it. And I say this because I feel like she had a lot of those ditzy, but I'm still very smart, which she was in the show. She was completely smart. No, Professor. Camille, she's a professor. That's who she was. She was a professor. And at a good school, a good university, she was one of those part-time professors, and then she was trying to grow to be a full-time professor. And that was her whole challenge, career-wise with her. But she just gave off those ditzy vibes to me. And anybody who's watching, back me up on this. If I'm wrong, let me know. We can have a discussion about it. But she gave off one a little bit ditzy for me. And then her love life, I love hating. So she had a boyfriend for like a long time, and she like hopeless romantic, like she wanted to get married and have kids with him, yada 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 yada. Any typical woman that just like, you know, comes into play. For her, it didn't work out that way. And honestly, at first I was like, so what happened? Chef. And he ended up getting a job in London, let's say, willing to uproot his life and go to London. And at first, she was willing to too. As a woman, I love that she didn't chase after a man. I had told her, it was kind of like, I'm moving to London. And she was like, okay, well, you know, now, like, what's gonna happen? And she immediately, she didn't even think about it at first. She was kind of just like, all right, well, we're going to London. And then I love the fact that she came into her realization that, like, yes, I love you. And yes, she wanted to be with him, but she ended up breaking up with him because she's just like, the long distance might be harder for us, so who are we kidding? And when it comes to me personally, I am not a huge fan of long distance relationships. They just don't. I'm not gonna say, I can't speak on all long distance relationships because I have and know of people who have been in long distance relationships and it's worked out spectacular, and they're getting married or they're going to get married, or you know, their relationship is just super, super strong. And kudos to you, anybody who is in a long distance relationship and or is working within a long distance relationship right now. Honestly, I give you all the utmost props for doing it and having the courage to do it. Personally, I am not a huge fan of it for my life. But, you know, as 2022 has come into my life, who knows what's gonna happen when it comes to my love life. But as of right now, if you're watching this video, I don't do long distance relationships. I just don't. But that could be another conversation for another day, and whoever wants to debate me on that. Anyways, so yeah, so Camille chose not to do a long distance relationship, and for me, I was like, yes, girl, yes, 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 yes. Do you? And I said yes, not because of like, I hate love, because I absolutely love love. I am a sap when it comes to love stories. I'm a sap when it comes to love books. So yeah, so she decided to not move forward with this guy, and he went to London, she stayed in Harlem. She now is enjoying her life and really like opening up to other people, trying to open up to other guys and live her life basically. This ex-boyfriend comes back into town, and once he comes back into town, it's like she did so much going back and forth. It was incredibly annoying. I love her character because she made me realize a lot of things about my life that I was like, wait, I would do something like that. Or, wait, I shouldn't do something like that just because of whatever reason she did something. Grace Byers, her character is Quinn. So Quinn is like this uppity black woman. There's a lot of pressure on her from like her mother, and then not only is her mother a process in itself, but it's also like she wants her to get married. And meanwhile, all these women that I'm gonna talk about who are in this show, they're all like 20s going in 30s. So like late 20s going in 30s. And so they're figuring out life. Angie, so she is this free-spirited black woman. Loved how free-spirited she was. She did not give a damn about anything. Like, it came out of her mouth and she just was like, I said what I said. Actress, or trying to be an actress, and she just wasn't making enough money. She was going through his financial stuff. So that was a big burden in itself for her. And which is understandable because I feel like at some point in everybody's life, we all have some financial things that are on our brain that we just can't shake. And Ty, the last one. So she is, first of all, a boss, literally. Her own boss, and what they want as soon as they walk in. And I love that power because it really does give not only Black women, but it gave like women in general who are watching the show, it just gave them some type of like, I'm coming in with authority and I want to be. She was also going through her own relationship stuff. She started dating like another white woman to be precise. She let society, I think, take over her relationship. It is hard. But when you love somebody, you love someone, right? Dating this white woman, and she had this incident where she's walking the street with her, and there was like this Black couple, and both of them are like looking at her in like a weird way. And in my mind, this show came out in 2021. So in my mind, I'm already like, oh, heck no. First of all, interracial couples, come on. We're in 2022. Like, this has just got to be a joke. Like, in the show, I felt like her character, or just like, she just really loved her. She loved her, like, this woman, and she, like, had fun with her. She enjoyed it. But she let society take over her relationship. And it sucked, and I hated to see it. I'm breaking up with her, guys. For me, because of each character is like what they went through and all that stuff, it was relatable. It was very relatable, but it was also just like, because it was so relatable, it made me think like, oh, well, I know they're just acting. Like I said in the beginning, obviously they're just acting, and you know, my individual love for the actresses and actors are separate from the acting, but you look at things when you watch shows and you're like, well, where do I draw the line between what's real and what's not? Let's be honest. Because you watch a show and you're like, well, that could actually happen. And then there's other moments where you're like, that would never happen. Don't even, like, that just... But nowadays, it's like we're in 2022, so it's like, all the things that we said that would never happen, honestly, I don't really know. Now I really don't know, because there's so many things that have happened in the past 2 years that I was like, oh, well, that would never happen. But some of it has happened. And this is why I love Hate It. And there were just different aspects within each woman that I was just like, it's so hard to see and to like have to deal with. It was kind of sappy, not gonna lie. Like, it was kind of like, not sappy, cheesy. Some parts I was like, oh, that's kind of cheesy. But then there's other moments where I was like, I would do that in real life. And it's so annoying. And all the girls. Overall, the show was good. And I love that it represented... I think it represented Black women and women in general, in their everyday life, how they walk through the world as a woman and as a Black woman, to be showed that we do have our challenges, we do have our everyday issues that other races and other, maybe even men would have. But it showed us in a good light, I think. There are probably other deeper conversations that this show could start up, but this is just like my general opinion about that, and I think you guys should talk to me about this show, and you felt the same way, or if somebody who else watched it felt differently. I want to hear about your opinions. Thanks for watching and hearing my rant. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. Bye, guys.